Please watch the video until the end. This story will move from the first bright moments of falling in love to the quieter work of understanding what love asks of us. Chapter 1, The Meeting. I met Luca on a spring morning in a city I did not know well. The river ran like a line of silver through the downtown, and light fell on the stone bridges in flat, soft sheets. I had come to live alone for a while, to teach, to sketch, to breathe. He was there with a camera, moving like someone who wanted to catch the light before it left. We spoke because I asked him for directions and our hands both reached for the same map. His laugh was low and surprised, and he spoke gently, as if he were careful not to push the world too hard. We walked a little together. He showed me a small bakery, the hidden park with a single wooden bench, the church with an old bell that seemed to tell all the stories of the city. I remember thinking how easy it felt, as if the city had trimmed itself to be the setting for what was beginning. We ate bread and talked about small, unimportant things at first, favorite colors, the kind of weather that suited us. Then we told each other the things we carried most quietly, his longing to make images that meant something real, my wish to belong somewhere steady. The day ended with the river darkening and the crowd thinning. He walked me back to my little apartment and stayed until I climbed the stairs. We touched like two pages closing, the moment soft and simple and full. Chapter 2, The Promise. We fell into each other like two people who had been reading the same book without knowing it. For months we moved between quiet mornings and long, open evenings. Luca loved the city's light and I loved how he looked when he watched it. He taught me how to look for small miracles, the way a stray dog chose to follow us home, the smell of rain after dusk, the hush that comes before a storm. We made a promise of sorts. Not a ring or a speech, but a simple agreement to try. We would be honest, we would try to make space for each other, we would be steady. I believed him. He believed me. The world seemed wide enough for both our wants. Then he asked if I would come with him when he needed to return home, to a place that was quieter than the city, where the fields rolled like a slow ocean and the nights were narrow and bright. I said yes because at that time, yes felt like the right answer to everything. We packed up my few things, took the slow train, and I watched the city get smaller and softer until it was a memory. Chapter 3, The Small Town. The small town welcomed us with a kind of clear air I had not known I needed. Houses stood with wide porches, and neighbors knew each other's names and stories. Luca's family was loving in a quiet way. They did not ask much, they offered what they had. I learned to set the table just so, to listen to old stories told like weather reports, to plant herbs that smelled like summer. At night the sky opened into a field of stars. I would stand on the porch and feel the cool air fill my lungs and think that somehow I had been handed a map to where I belonged. But belonging is not only about place. It is about how you fit inside the other person's life and how they fit inside yours. And slowly, without a thunderclap, we began to realize that our fits were not perfect. Small tensions grew like weeds, misunderstandings about how to spend our time, how to speak when tired, how to ask for help without feeling weak. Luca missed the city's rhythm more than he told me. I missed the closeness of family I had left behind. There were nights when our silence felt heavy and full, like rain about to fall, and other nights when our words were sharp and accidental. Chapter 4, The Distance Inside Us. I began to notice a distance between us I could measure only by its quiet. Luca would spend hours alone with his camera, staring into spaces where I could not follow. I would take long walks and return with pages of writing that he would sometimes skim and then put aside. We loved each other, but loving did not mend every small break. There was a moment, months after we moved, when we both sat on opposite ends of the same couch and tried to talk about what we wanted. He wanted to travel, to make pictures in places he had not yet seen. I wanted roots, a place to create steady routines and a community. We tried to bridge the gap with patience and small adjustments, but patience can hide fear as well as hope. One evening, a friend of mine, Clara, came to stay briefly. She was gentle and frank in a way that made me uncomfortable and grateful. Over tea she asked me if I could tell her what I hoped for in 5 years. I paused and for the first time I had to admit I did not know. I wanted him and I wanted a home, but I did not know if those things could live together. I did not know if desire and belonging could be the same thing. Chapter 5, Choice and Quiet. We tried many small repairs. We spoke with honesty, with anger, with tenderness. We wrote lists of what mattered. We walked the fields and tried to map a way forward. There were mornings when I thought everything would turn out all right because love seemed to shine in the ordinary tasks, making coffee, fixing a fence, laughing at a clumsy dog. There were other mornings, quiet and heavy, when I felt myself slipping away and could not quite say why. One night we sat under the same sky because there was nothing else to do. I reached for him and he held me, and for a moment the world narrowed to our breath. Then he said, simply, that he needed to go back to the city for a few months to finish a project that mattered to him. He asked if I would come or if I would wait. The offer to choose felt like a test neither of us wanted to take. I chose to stay. It was not a bold choice. It was a tired, careful one. I told him I believed in us and that I wanted to give the small town a real try. He kissed my forehead and left with a promise to return when the light was right. Promises are like houses made of paper if they are not tended. Chapter 6, The Way Forward. Time stretched in ways I did not expect. Letters arrived like small boats filled with images and the smell of other places. He called sometimes, and we spoke with a careful tenderness that fell short of what we both wanted. I learned how to be alone without feeling wholly lonely. I started volunteering at the school library, teaching children how to find stories in books. Their laughter became a kind of music that steadied me. When he returned months later, it was not like the movies at all. There was no grand reunion, no instant fix. We stood in the doorway, two people who had grown up slightly in different directions. We talked honestly and simply about what we could give and what we could not. He admitted that he had changed and that the city had been a part of that change. I admitted that staying had given me a depth I had not known I wanted. We made a different promise then, not to promise everything, but to be truthful. We agreed to accept that love does not always mean keeping someone close. Sometimes it means letting them go and trusting the shape of the heart. We also agreed to try again, with clearer eyes. It was not a dramatic victory. It was a small season of work and tenderness and gentle negotiations. Years later, we are not the same as the people who stood on that riverbank. We are older in a quiet way. Some days love is a steady fire that warms us. Other days it is a memory of something bright and fragile. We built a life that holds room for travel and for stillness, for separate dreams and shared mornings. In the evenings we walk along the same river where we first met. The light is different now, softer in a way that feels like a blessing. I learned that love is not only an arrival. It is also maintenance, listening, forgiving, deciding again and again. It asks of us patience and courage and the willingness to be known and to know. I learned that sometimes love asks you to stay, sometimes to go, and sometimes to accept both paths at once. The wonder is not only in the meeting, but in the long, quiet work of choosing one another day after day. If you enjoyed this story, please subscribe to the channel, activate notifications, give the video a like, leave a comment, and share the video with someone who loves slow, honest tales.